What's up, people? It's your Uncle Pat here. Welcome back to Barber Banter, where we discuss our whole range of things in the barbershop. This discussion is about racism. Does it still exist in 2018? We're going to discuss things about like the top, the coolest monkey in the jungle. Yeah, but me personally, I want to take it back further to Lenny Envy. I want to take it back further to say, did he get us on the screen? Or did it make it worse for us at school as young black children? When he talks about Africans and stuff. And I want to take it back even further to Jim Davidson when he had that joke about Chalky. Yeah? Even, let's go back, bring it back a bit forward about Wimbledon, when that lady took the piss out of Serena, when she put all stuff under the top in her bum to make her look like a black woman. And everybody started going, yeah, that's great. And even the politicians using the N-word and saying sorry. Let's talk about it. Let's take it to the barbershop and see what we've got to say. Does racism still exist in 2018?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna kick it off for.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones where like it varies amongst place to place.
Yeah.
So like, if you're talking like about London, I'd say not really. Just because London.
Not in your face. It's
maybe not in my face. It's probably a lot more subliminal, but it's just one of them ones. Just because like London's become a lot more diversified, and I think because of that, a lot of people have learned to like, you know, accept different cultures and backgrounds and all of that. So maybe here not as much, but like I'm sure we've all seen the news in America, like Donald Trump recently saying that thing about helping shithole countries or something along them lines.
Talking about Africa and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of them ones like it varies amongst place to place, but I do believe it still exists.
I fully back what he's saying. Like you man know, I used to live in Yorkshire from like. Racism in Yorkshire is commonplace. Like I don't even care. Like up north, you come outside of London, bro. Like everyone, if you're not white, you're a black bastard, isn't it? That's what it is.
No one's gonna call you a coon or a darkie or anything in the street. In most cases, in like centralised London, but you are still gonna get, you know, walk past a woman. She's gonna grab her purse, instinctively grab her purse and put her hand on it. Whereas if you were a lighter shade or white, or you know what I mean, that probably wouldn't happen. You know, so things like that, you do still see things, but. Coming from, you know, being a little bit older than some of this generation and coming, you know, where I used to live in Yorkshire and stuff as well, I've seen the definite improvement. We've come a long way, you know, like, you know, I can walk down the street with a white girl and man, they might still be thinking, oh, you know, wogs or whatever, but no one screams it out of the car anymore. You know, we've come a long way, but there's still a very long way to go.
In London, you kind of have to, even if you are racist or have racist views, you can't really express them because you'll get boxed.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that you're saying that it doesn't really exist much over here because it's diverse.
No, it does.
You don't see it.
You don't see it.
It's not in your face.
Because you know what it is? We go through the worst racism over here. Yeah, we go through the racism that's institutionalized.
Institutionalized racism.
We go through institutionalized. So they won't come up to you and say to you, you black bastard or your N-word or nothing like that. But they will put you in a van and arrest you, right? And you won't go through the same system as your white power.
Yeah, of course.
My views on the state of racism in 2018 is nothing different from my views of racism in the 70s. It's just under the cloak now, cloak and dagger. Do you know what I mean? They've took it out of your face and they've put it in with politicians and stuff like that, putting up glass ceilings for black people. This is what it is, yeah? Right? When an Indian person says, I want my child to marry an Indian person, yeah? It's alright. When a Jew says, I want my child to marry a Jew, it's alright. When a white person says, I want my child to marry a white person, it's alright. But the minute a black man says, I want my daughter to be with a black man, oh, there's some sort of conspiracy or there's some sort of racism going on.
But I think that's got nothing to do with the agenda. That's got something to do with the agenda, don't you? It's alright. It does.
Black,
marrying black, white.
No. There's a problem.
Now you know what, I see where Pat gets it from, yeah, but I disagree. Like, you know what it is, like older generations, yeah. Like if I was alive when in the 60s and I had a daughter or a son or whatever, then yeah, I'd keep it, whatever. But this is 2018, man. What are the chances of my son getting with an Albanian girl? Like, slim to none, innit? You know what I'm saying? So I don't agree with that. Like Pat's just Mr. Pro-black, innit? You know what I'm saying?
If a black man says, I want my daughter to be with a black man, immediately there's a problem.
Yeah.
But if hold on, one minute.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you come, yeah? Right. If a white person, yeah, has got a fraternity of people when they meet up once a week, yeah, right? and there's 30 white men that meet up once a week, it's alright. And when the Jews have the people that meet up once a week, yeah, about 50 man, it's alright. But the minute, yeah, a black man has these people that meet up once a week, there's some sort of uprising going on.
I mean, I can see what you're saying, but the reason why I don't agree with that is because I think for a lot of white people, if they say the same thing, they'll probably be accused of being racist. Yeah. You know, and so you know, I think to certain degrees, it's almost like within the Asian community, when you get that, I think because within the Asian community, cultures are so principled, people almost don't argue because they see there's a culture, there's a structure, we get it. When it's with in the white community, there isn't that perceived structure. Yeah. So then it opens the door for you to throw out all kinds of stuff.
You start looking at it and think, you must be racist, it must be ignorant.
And obviously with the black community, because for so many years we've kind of expressed our grievances, people put that in context and they don't really separate it and say, okay, maybe that's just you doing you. They'll say, no, I don't understand it, so I have to put a reason behind it. It's because you've got an agenda behind it, or something like that.
You know, if someone wants to stick to someone within their own race, I think that's fine. But at the same time, if someone doesn't want to, I think that should also be fine. I think the moment we get caught in the trap of trying to protect something that's organic, I think we're slightly missing the point. I think our life and our existence is bigger than just what we see, and it's more about we should be protecting certain feelings and certain values and certain attributes. I think that's why we're here on the planet. We're not here on the planet because of our colour of skin.
What I've noticed here, 2018 nowadays, why is there so much racial tension? Why? For example, like there's more racial tension than was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Is it because of social media? Why?
I think,
for example, what happened 2 weeks ago, last week, with the little kid with the jumper, with the monkey in the jungle. It was an uproar.
I feel like social media has a massive part to play in that, because we can actually have a voice about a subject like that. Instead of it being 2 years, 3 years down the line, it's instant. H&M effed up. They did something that everybody agreed. Everybody agreed.
But not everybody.
The majority.
The mom didn't.
The mom didn't. You know, she changed her story now though, but we'll get onto that. The majority agreed that was, regardless of whether or not it was intentional, was racist. Do you know what I'm saying? And we could jump on social media like that and voice our opinion.
Yeah, but the thing with that,
which causes like a tinderbox.
Yeah, but the thing with that, right, is that dogs will bark. Yeah, that's what they're meant to do. Cats will go meow. They're meant to do that. You swim in the water with sharks there, you're gonna get bitten. They're meant to do that. Lions roar. They're meant to do that. When white people crack racist jokes, that's what they do.
Nah, G, I can't accept that.
Hold on, wait, let me explain. Why do we get so abrupt about it? We should have got abrupt more at the mum, than H&M. Because they've been doing that for years. Look at when Serena, that woman, that Zachariah, whatever her name woman, she came onto the in Wimbledon. She came onto the pitch with stuffed up her top, stuffed her thing in her bum. She's walking like this and she's acting like Serena. Like, can you not see that? No. And everybody was like clapping. It's expected from these people.
No, I didn't see that.
You can't change it.
But I disagree though. I disagree. I feel like if we don't attack the industry, like not attack necessarily, but if we don't hold them accountable for the things that we're doing, and we only, I do hold myself accountable. That's why I feel like.
First of all, before I can clean your house, I've got to clean my own house. I can't say to you, I'm a cleaner, and then come and clean your house, and my house looks like a shithole.
Yeah, word. But me turning around and tearing down that black woman, who's standing there, and she had a valid point. Don't get me twisted as well, right? Because she didn't, right at that point, she didn't see anything. Do you know what I'm saying? She had a valid point. Me turning around and tearing her down for the fact that she can't see what everyone else can see doesn't help our cause.
But the thing is, what I'm gonna say about that, like, okay, we'll say, like, as black people, we're quick to say, like, every time we see racial injustice, we're like, oh, no, stop, this and that, But the thing is, like, that woman, the mum of the little boy, she thought, okay, let me get a paycheck.
Yeah,
at the end
she
of the
got a paycheck.
Are we, like, nowadays, do we care anymore? Or we just want to get paid? Because that was me, I don't know. If someone says 100 grand, like your son, let's say 100 grand, like, call this a monkey in the jungle. I say, like, son, I don't know. I don't know. In that situation,
you see how no one questions the Asian community when they do certain things because it's their culture and it's their principles. That's the problem. And you see what Pat was saying about us having to clean our own house. That's the one thing I do agree with you on that point. When it comes to cleaning our own yards, we do need to have some principles and some values. We need to stop cooning when these companies are offering us dough and acting like we don't see what I want. Do you get me? That's what I'm saying.
I think
We do, but not enough of us.
What would you do?
You know what I would do?
100 bags.
You know me. You know what I would do.
100
I'm like
bags.
Chappelle out here.
100 bags. This ain't.
You get me?
100 grand. I heard that's why they offered the family 100 grand to pose for the kids, yeah, to pose with a jumper, yeah. Coolest monkey in the jungle, yeah. What will you do? 100 grand. I mean, boy, times are hard, you know. I don't know what I would do, you know. I'll probably take the money. I don't know, mate. Yeah. Because like people are quick to protest, yeah, and saying, oh yeah, no, this is outrage. But what will you do in that situation? Imagine someone offer you 100 grand. What will you do? Or better yet, if someone offer you £1 million for your kid to pose, yeah, coolest baboon in the jungle, what will you do? Yeah, you're quick to protest, but you don't know what you do in such a situation. Because times are hard, you know. That £1 million, so that's a life changer. So boy, I don't know, mate.
I'm Dave Chappelle, so you know what I do. You know me personally.
What you do?
I'm sitting there and I ain't getting 100 bags from. You know I wouldn't get that 100 bags. I'm Dave Chappelle. You know me personally.
I couldn't do it to my son.
You know me personally.
I couldn't do it for a
Gee, if I wanted to jump out and start, you know what it is? I could have jumped out and started making tunes about shotting and shooting people, and I would have blown time ago. But I didn't. Do you know what I'm saying? I stayed out here for another couple of years trying to make tunes that people, you know what I mean, conscious stuff. So you know where I'm at. Do you feel me? But I can't speak for the rest of my community. I can't speak for everybody because 100 bags is a lot of money.
Yes, racism does exist, but I think in the everyday community that we live in, I think it's like the legacy of racism.
Yeah, it's what's left after.
Yeah, it's the legacy.
What he's saying about, you see what your question, Terry, about answering like, why is there so much tension right now? To put it in layman's terms, because this brother's very educated and putting it in a way that I think some people ain't gonna get, yeah, is that when you stop people from being able to speak freely, they're gonna hold it in. Then any opportunity they get to let go, they're gonna let everything go.
I see where you're coming from, because at the end of the day, yeah, I think we're all raised in cinema.
Yeah.
We're all raised deep down.
Deep down, we all have prejudices. We all have prejudices deep down. But because of, like he said, because of the PC culture, we stop ourselves from saying certain things.
They put the N word out there, yeah? Right? And when we do and we are, they say, oh, we're sorry, I'm sorry about it. I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I didn't mean it
Testing
like
the
that.
water.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't mean it like that. So what, hold on.
Yeah.
So what they do, and what happens is that they get away with it because we would get back for about 2 or 3 days, yeah? Or a week maybe, and then we want to know when's the next pair of Jordan coming up. Or we want to know what rave are we going to this week. And it finishes, look at that thing, the thing in Libya. When they found out that women were getting raped badly, and black people were getting sold as slaves, and they were beating men with sticks till they died, till their brains came out of their head. Black people started going, ah! Christmas is coming, let's go and get a turkey. Do you know what I mean? We don't go forever. The thing I rate about Muslims, yeah, is that when they want something, yeah, they will die for it. People laugh at Muslims and say, they blow themselves up. They will die for it.
You can't even use that as an excuse, as a parallel though, because you're talking about extremists. We've got extremists within black culture.
I'm saying when women, were told by white corporate companies, right, that you can't wear your hijab, right, you can't cover your face up in the office, you know what they will march. They will march and march and march and march till their feet bleed until they get to the stage where they can wear the hijab. We won't do that. Black people were told you can't wear your natural hair in offices. You got to wear a weave. Okay, I got to wear a weave because they.
Yeah, but when was that though?
They can't.
When was that though? That wasn't this decade. That wasn't this decade.
I'm talking about like 2 years ago, bro.
No.
Yes, I am talking about 2 years. I've talked to black women.
I'm not saying that. I'm not disputing it. I'm saying where.
I'm saying in London. I
can't imagine that happening in London. That company would get shut down.
No, I'm not talking about.
Let me hear what Will's got to say about this. Let's get a one man's point of view on this. I don't put you on the spot, but
it's kind of too late for that.
I don't agree with that. Bro, like, I see women go to work, go to offices and now with short hair.
Now,
you know what I'm saying? But for years, I see it.
Well,
not just working like 2 years ago, you have to wear a wig. You have to wear
a year and a half ago, if I said to you, for every woman I see walking with a weed, black woman that I see walking with a weed, right, you got to give me £50. For every black woman we see, listen, for every black woman we see walking past the shop with natural hair, right, I'll give you £50. Who do you think will win?
But isn't that?
But that's not got anything to do with them because they're doing it for themselves. They're wearing a weave for themselves. Nobody don't tell them to wear a weave. The job description. Nobody told them to wear a weave.
No, because you got. For one, let me finish off this thing. What I'm saying, I would win because listen, black women just decide to go natural. They just decide to go natural.
It's like saying a black man can't go into work with dreads.
You have to cut your dreads off.
Do you have to in schools?
No,
In schools,
One school tried it. One school tried to say that. One school tried to say that.
Hold on, 1 minute.
it happened. One school tried that and it got locked.
1 minute. No, you go.
Where's my phone? I'm talking.
It's not about if you can go to work. Is if you get the job in the first place. Go to an interview with dreads.
You wouldn't. For one, yeah. For two, yeah. Children, when they get to the fifth, to the is it year 5 or year 6, they can't even have a box. They can't have school of dictators there. Yeah, you can't have that. You can't have a box. You got to cut your box off. Yeah,
But again, there's white kids that can't go to school with a big ponytail.
Another thing, yeah.
No top buns.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Another thing, yeah. Right, when you're saying about black women, they decide you got to look at the legacy of straight hair, where it came from. Yeah, you got to look at the legacy and why black women started to straighten their hair in the first place. Yeah, it started from the master's house. Yeah, you can come in the master's house and be a slave with your natural hair. You have to put chemicals in that and straighten it out. Yeah. When my mum came to this country, they used to hot comb their hair. They started chemicalising their hair. Hold on. Because
I hear what you're saying.
Real quick, let me finish it. I'm going to end it there, yeah? Right? And then, from that, it was passed down from generation to generation to generation. Then white black women thought that black women would say, I will never go to a rave with my hair. I have to get my hair done before I go to a rave. I couldn't go there with my natural hair. You're mad.
But this is the point. That's the point I wanted to make to you, though, Pat. A lot of what you're saying is true. 60s, 70s, even early 80s. Late 80s to 90s, right? It's true, right? In the periods before, like this gentleman said, before political correctness, before people were able to say what they and do what they wanted to an extent, right? That behaviour is left from that legacy. Do you get me? The young girls have gone natural now because they realise that they can. They realise that, you know what, that we're not under the same. Don't get me wrong, racism ain't gone. Hold on, let me finish. Racism ain't gone nowhere. I'm not saying it has. I'm not saying people don't still look down on these women who've got natural hair, short hair, long hair, froze, whatever. But I'm saying women, they've realised now that they don't have to do that.
Like they realise they love themselves.
No, I don't even necessarily agree with that, G. I don't even necessarily agree with that.
But yeah, I don't think it's necessarily just
about loving themselves, because black women are still out here doing the same derogatory stuff that they was doing in the 70s, 80s and 90s. It's just that they have a little bit more freedom to express themselves in the way that they dress. They don't have to wear weave to be accepted.
Racism is pretty much live and kicking in 2018, man. I mean, everybody's racist. I'm racist, you're racist. Everybody's racist to a certain extent. We're all racist, man. I mean, it's never gonna go away, man. I mean, there's always going to be racism. There's always going to be good and bad. There's always going to be good guys and bad guys. There's always going to be the cops and robbers. Yeah. When someone dies, another person comes in. Yeah. So nothing is ever going to change. It's here to stay. Racism. Focus on everything apart from racism. Racism is never going to go. It's like a rivalry. Yeah. It's always going to be there. It's like black v white. Yeah. Blue versus red. Arsenal versus Tottenham. Real Madrid versus Barca. It's the same shit, man. It's never gonna go away. It's always gonna be there, man. You're always gonna hate your neighbor. Why? I don't know why. Yeah, but it's never gonna change. Maybe I don't know why. Maybe because human beings were fucked. We've got issues. Everybody racist to a certain extent. Sometimes, yeah, we're all racist, but we don't say nothing. We keep it in.
Black people are the most racist.
We're shady. But listen, something will trigger that racism. Yeah. For example, we're shady. Someone taking your job. Yeah. And someone with another race, oh, these guys are taking my job. Or someone taking your girl. Think, oh, the white man's taking my girl again. The black man's taking my girl again. And then with a big dick, whatever. So
you had to drop that in it.
So what happens?
You had to drop that one in it.
Is that racism or is that just being in denial?
It's something triggers your racism. It brings it out. We're not racist. I'm not racist to a certain extent. I'm not racist, but we are all racist.
Because the thing, okay, for me, racism is a system. It's not just about not liking something. Yeah. Well, I would say even more than a feeling, because I think the people that created racism, to be honest with you, if I saw them, I'll go up to them, shake them hand and say, do you know what? That was clever.
I think racism is a very what's the word, sophisticated system. It's a belief system that's been put in place to keep people at a certain place. It's almost like a religion, if you will. But I do think that, like any of us, we have prejudged ideas. When I was younger, I didn't like carrots, but I started eating carrots and I like it. So I prejudged it. I had an experience and I changed the way I look at things. So I haven't seen everything in the world. So by default, I'm gonna have prejudged opinions on certain things. There's certain things that I've seen, certain trends that, with my short experience of being on the planet, I make kind of conclusive ideas about what they are. But at the same time, I'm willing to kind of change them. I'm willing to be challenged. And I think the danger is there's nothing wrong with being prejudiced. There's nothing wrong with being prejudiced. I think there's nothing wrong with being ignorant so long as you're willing to be flexible and you're willing to learn. I think that becomes a problem when you think you know it all, and no matter what's been presented, you're not even going to begin to take things on board. I think that's when there's a problem.
Right? I think like this, yeah, that the people that's above everybody else, yeah, has made people racist stupidly. Right?
Division is power.
And what you have to realise, yeah, is that all the stuff that white people are racist about against black people for, yeah, they're in the same boat as us. A lot of them are in the same boat as us. Have you heard Chad Britain? Yeah, or Asbo Britain. Yeah, they're in the same boat as us.
We need to be careful that we don't jump on a bandwagon based on something we don't understand. And I say, the reason why I say that is because, I mean, I've got family in America. I've made at least 21 trips to America, and in that time, it's taken me, I've begun to realise how different the quality of living is between you've got black people here, white people here, Latinos, Mexicans, and
they actually do have segregated areas.
It's in your face. It's not quite the same here in England, and I think for me
that makes it dangerous.
Yeah, it does. But what I'm saying is, I think
hang on. What makes it dangerous? Being segregated or not being segregated?
No, it's better that we do than that we don't.
So you're saying it's better to know that to all be in one?
What I'm trying to say, I'm not saying it's better to be segregated. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when you can see things happening in front of your face. I'd rather a guy say to me, I'm a racist, than say, how you doing? And the racist inside.
Alright, mate. Alright,
The problem is that we're not. The problem is, you're right. It's very subtle here, but the problem is, as a community, especially as black people, we're not listening. We're not talking. We're not having conversations. What we're doing is we're telling everybody this is what's happened. That's what's happened to us. So we've got a right to be angry. And you know what? We may have a right to be angry, but at the same time, to the next person, that means nothing to them.
The thing is,
so what I'm saying is, I think we need to be, I think personally, as black people, we need to change our way of thinking and start listening, because behind what's being said, even in the ignorance, there's something there that can change our game. But we're not allowing it to happen.
Racism when you hate someone for the colour of their skin or for their culture, and you don't like them and you want to kill them.
So as a white man sitting there with black friends, so it's a white man sitting there with black friends saying, I don't want my daughter to get with a white genes. Is he racist or is he prejudiced?
He's prejudiced.
Thank you. My point exactly.
He's protecting his genes. Like, he might
but the thing is,
say his nephews, stays white.
No, but the thing is,
or his grandchildren stays black. What's wrong with that? The Jews want to stay Jew. The Indians want to stay Indian.
Now you say that, but then if it was a white person,
that's so racist.
It becomes racism.
I'm not calling racist. That's racist. Because I say you're smart. I'll say you're smart, man.
I mean that's smart.
Why would you want to? Why
not smart?
Why not? My grandchildren look like me, bro. All my grandchildren look like me, bro. We've been mixed enough.
But you're not 100% though. You're not 100%.
We've been mixed enough.
You're not 100% though.
Oh, my grandchildren. I said we're mixed enough. So why am I going to kind of mix it?
I'm Caribbean. I can't even sit there and say that. I can't say that. I'm Caribbean.
He said I'm so much mixed. He said I'm not 100% black. Okay, I'm a Muslim, yeah. I find that there's pork in toothpaste, yeah. Does that mean I'm going to go and jump on a big pig and make a pork sandwich? No, it doesn't. It means I control it. You see what I'm saying to you? Yeah. So if I want my child, if I want my grandchild to look like me, what is wrong with that?
I feel that everybody deserves to marry who they want to marry. Yeah, you don't know who you fall in love with. You can fall in love with someone by accident, by default. And that person might be Asian, it might be white, it might be black, it might be Indian, it might be Jew. But my problem is this, yeah? If someone says that they'd rather their daughter marry the same race as them, or they'd rather their son marry the same race as them, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's their view, then who am I to say you're wrong? Yeah, like Indians, yeah, they want their child to marry, they want their daughter to marry an Indian. Yeah, Jews want their child to marry a Jew. Yeah, Chinese, they want their child to marry a Chinese. So why is it so bad that when a black man says he wants his daughter to marry a black man, everybody goes, oh, you're racist because you said you want your daughter to marry a black man? It's the same thing as if 50 white men got together in a hall once a month, it's all right. If 50 Chinese got together, it's all right. If 50 Indians got together, it's all right. But when 50 black men come together, there's a problem. Oh, they're planning something. You know, like a woman or a man has got every right to marry who they want to marry. But if I say I want my child I'd rather my child marry a black man, there's nothing wrong with that, because I want my grandchildren to look like me. Why do I want them to look like anybody else? Simple.
Racism ain't got a part in my life, and I don't care. Like, if I was one bit racist, Would I be trimming a black man? Would I be trimming an Asian man? Would I be holding their head? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? But then again, each man to their own. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter to me. Still working. We're all making money. We're all having a laugh. We're all getting along. That's what we need to do, man.
Being a young black male in London, like, I think I'm already prejudged before I step into a room, before I go anywhere. Like, if you see me with a tracksuit, you just automatically feel like I'm gonna do something. If I walk into a shop now with a bunch of boys, they'll automatically start following me. Police will just automatically always be watching me. Like, the worst is always expected of me, but you just have to like keep going. And yeah,
we need to get off here this nigga mentality, this Willie Lynch mentality, man. This light skin versus dark skin bullshit, man. At the end of the day, yeah, that shit's not getting us anywhere, man. It's only dividing us, yeah. The white man set that up here just to divide us, yeah. And you're still doing that shit, yeah. It's dumb, stupid, and corny, man.
Yeah, I think for me, my final thought would be that I think to move things forward, I think it's about listening. I think we're doing a lot of talking. At the moment, everybody wants to say their piece, and I think that's important. They need to get it off their chest, but actually I think the moving forward is when we start listening. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is getting people to start having conversations with people and listen to what they don't really want to hear, because it's the listening to what you don't want to hear is where you're going to get something, you're going to learn something new. Because listening to what you don't want to hear begins you to give a new perspective of something which would then in fact impact how you see yourself. So I think there's growth in listening, not growth in talking. Everybody wants to be right, but nobody actually wants to be informed, and so that's my thing.
So, thank you for watching Barber Banter. I hope you liked it. Don't forget, caring is sharing. So watch it, like it, comment, share it, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, yeah? Also, put your comments in there. If there's anything you want us to talk about next week or any up and coming shows, let us know. If you want to be part of the show, let us know. Put it in the comments and we'll get back to you. Bless. Peace. I'm out. Uncle Pat.